This was something kind of funny, but have you ever seen Harry Potter? And do you remember when, I forgot his name, cast a spell and Harry Potter's bones just turned into like jelly, pretty much, or like they just weren't there. That's what my arm looked like. It was just dangling like that, upside down. And I was like, oh shoot, that's not good. It was just like any other day. I've done this, I've gone on the Razor before, took some people out on dates. We were coming home and we were just having a blast. And it was just like the first 5 minutes of coming back, just hit the clay patch. My whole razor just flipped. My arm flew out the door and it just got crushed.
Are they going to work on you?
After he was a very, very coordinated kid. It seemed to come naturally to him, the coordination. He didn't have to work hard at it.
That translated into him being incredibly good at so many different sports. He was into mountain biking. He was an amazing lacrosse player.
His lacrosse IQ is shockingly high. I'd say it's through the roof, to be honest.
He'd gotten letters from different colleges, scouting him out as a sophomore.
Once we realized that his arm was basically dead and they were going to amputate, you naturally go through this grieving process. Like you've lost the vision of what your child would become.
I do remember every second of where I was, what I was doing when we got that phone call, because it's very traumatic.
Yeah, it was insane.
And the arm got crushed in the door.
Tons of blood dripping.
The driver of the vehicle had the sense to take off the string that was in his hoodie.
As soon as I got out of the vehicle, he just like, oh, we need to apply a tourniquet. Pulled it out and just wrapped it on my arm and tied it tight.
Luckily, the sheriffs were already out responding to another incident, and they were there within 5 minutes to apply a proper tourniquet and stop the bleeding.
So while we were there in the ER, it was torture waiting for him. Rob said it was like 20, 25 minutes. It seemed like days waiting for him to arrive there. I finally got back there to see him, and that was pretty rough. The first thing on his mind was lacrosse season starting. What am I going to do with my arm? I don't think he realized the seriousness of how damaged his arm was.
My first thought was, I'm gonna be fine. It's just another injury. I was like, it hurts pretty bad, but I'll bounce back. By the time they amputated my arm, I was like, oh shoot, this is real.
They were ready to amputate all the way up to the shoulder because he had degloved his arm. That means all the skin is off on his arm, and the bones were obviously crushed in his forearm.
Prosthetics, the way they work, you want the leverage, so the more arm you have, the better. But I got lucky and got to keep my elbow, and that makes it so I can actually mountain bike. I love to bike. I probably bike 4 times a week sometimes.
The first time that we started hoping for that part of his life, that he wasn't going to let it go, was when the mountain biking team came together and donated all of the parts necessary to make an adjusted bike where he could continue mountain biking.
I would never have thought about one of the attachments I have makes it so if I go over a rock one-handed, it's not gonna flip my bike. The technology is just insane.
When he got on that mountain bike and started trying to do a wheelie, basically his first time, I was very emotional. It was a sweet moment, and I knew that nothing was going to stop him, and that was completely his decision. So the same thing happened with lacrosse.
I cried for happy tears because I was like, I just saw him on his deathbed, and now he's out here.
I was just blown away how happy this kid is still, and just he came back like nothing happened, and it was just so awesome to have him back on the field playing with us.
I'm still struggling. Can't shoot as well, but I'm working through it.
Resilience, I didn't know what resilience meant. He definitely has his moments of grief and loss, and it's so important that he feels those. But the fact that he doesn't let that make his choice, that's what is really important.
I would say 90% of it is faith. I just know that this happened for a reason. I might not know it right now, but in like 20, 30 years down the line, there's going to be a reason why this happened. Maybe it's for me to meet somebody. Maybe it's for somebody to meet me. Just whatever.
He's full of faith. He's a good friend. Like those things that he can do without an arm. He's really good at all of that.
There was this kid that, I won't say their name, but he kind of was going through a hard time, had kind of the same accident as me. And they saw my story and they contacted me and they're like, hey, can you give us any hope? Because our son is kind of depressed. Can you just help us a little bit? And I went and helped him, and he's back out on a razor already.
It's good to see that he does have a really good future ahead of him and that he can do anything he wants when he puts his mind to it.
I was like, why did this have to happen to me? But then, like I said, my dad and I had that talk, and that just changed my whole outlook. And now I think, like, what can I do to use this opportunity to go help others? What can I do to help inspire these people to do what they want to do?